Okay, so Mr. Watson here, and in this video, we're going to look at self-confidence in mental preparation for sport performance. So, I'm sure we all have an idea of what confidence is. You can be confident in yourself, you can be confident in someone else, but what we're really looking at is something self-confidence. So, this is the self-confidence that an individual possesses, and this can affect our motivation levels and whether we choose to do something. Okay, so more specifically in A level P, we have sports confidence. And what sports confidence is the belief we possess about our ability to be successful in sport. So, do we believe we can be successful playing sport? Now, it says sport, so what that's telling us, it's a general feeling of positivity about competing well. So, in the example I've got there, I put a general feeling of positivity about competing well at Fabisia. You know, the games we have in Southeast Asia, it's a multi-sport tournament. Do you have a general feeling about being successful? Okay, so just to emphasize, it's having a general feeling of positivity to a variety of situations in sport. Okay, and then another term we have self-efficacy. So this is the self-confidence we have in specific situations, and in our context, the sport confidence we have in specific situations. So the example here is much more specific. A tennis player's belief about how many first serves will be successful. So it's not just being confident about having a game of tennis, having the motivation, yeah, I'll give it a go. It's not my best sport, but I know I'll improve today. That knack mentality. It's a self-efficacy, it's a specific confidence about, you know what, I have a good feeling about my first serve today. I really feel like my percentage is going to be high. No double faults. I'm rarely going to take any second serves. So it's a very specific confidence. So there are our first two terms: sport confidence, general, self-efficacy, specific, a self-confidence in specific situations. Okay? So as you can imagine here, the more confidence and the more self-efficacy we have, the likelihood is we're going to get better performances. So let's take a look at performance. So having high self-confidence will motivate you more to achieve in sport and increase the likeliness of success. Okay? So let's take a look at an example. An athlete with higher level of self-efficacy in the 100-meter sprint is more likely to achieve a faster time than an athlete with low self-efficacy. So the reason we've gone for self-efficacy because it's specific to the 100-meter sprint. It's not athletics, it's very specific. You could even be more specific about the sprint start, etc. But you could even go general. An athlete who has higher levels of sports confidence and self-efficacy is more likely to get a faster time than an athlete with low self-efficacy. Okay? So this impacts our motivation, like we keep saying, and we're going to link back here to achievement motivation. And in this first box here, we have knack. So those with high sport confidence would enable them to participate and demonstrate approach behavior. You're not going to avoid the task. Even if you're just new at the sport, you're going to have that motivation to improve your skills. You're going to take it as internal. It's all about your attitude, your effort, and you're going to seek that challenge and persevere with the task until you lead towards mastery orientation. Then on the other hand, we've got NAF. So those with lower sport confidence, lower self-efficacy, they may shy away from activities and demonstrate avoidance behavior. Or if they haven't avoided it, they might give up easily if a task becomes too difficult. So we're linking back here to achievement motivation. We've got that knack performer and that NAF, and it's highly linked to confidence because confidence affects our achievement motivation. So we've got one more term to cover in this intro, and that is self-esteem. So this is the feelings of self-worth, and that determines how valuable or how competent you feel. Okay, so those with high sports confidence, they often have higher self-esteem, which will help performance because sport often demands high level of arousal or a knack mentality. Low sports confidence, we often have lower self-esteem. You feel like you're not good enough to contribute to that team, and you're likely to show naff behavior. So that's either avoidance behavior or a tendency to give up easily. So that your self-esteem, you've just joined a new team and you don't feel good enough. This team win the league, you've come from Division 2, you've just signed and you're in your first training session and you don't feel valuable enough to contribute. You feel like everyone's better than you. Um, you don't feel good enough. You might then start skipping training. However, if you just take it as high self-esteem, you'll take it, well, wait a minute, I showed the effort and a positive attitude to be signed for this team. I deserve to be here. I have my own value. I'm going to give a knack mentality in training. I'm going to focus. I'm going to work hard and try to improve my skills. Okay? Now, the reason sport comes into self-esteem, sport can actually affect a child's self-esteem in other parts of life positively or negatively. Okay? So, getting the right approach as a PE teacher or as a coach, you've got a lot of importance that you're delivering here. You need to make the students feel valued, like they're enjoying it, because you may lower their self-esteem in other parts of life. And in studies, in psychological studies, what's been found is that those with positive self-esteem, it can translate into coping skills in life, and certain benefits such as, and we've got on the other hand negative. So we've got reduced anxiety, you're more optimistic, you have fewer interpersonal problems, you're confident within yourself, less chance of conforming to social pressure, you won't give in to peer pressure, you'll stay strong, and you're less likely to partake in risky behaviours such as drug use and alcohol use from a young age, etc., etc. You just positive self-esteem, you value yourself, good knowledge about things, high confidence, okay? On the other hand, we've got negative self-esteem. It can be depressed. If a child keeps getting told that they're not good enough in sports training, they might become depressed in other parts of life. You've lowered their self-esteem. So it can lead to depression. Eating disorders are being found in studies. You can get bullied or become bullies. Not participate in sports or physical activity, that avoidance behaviour. And more likely to participate in them risky behaviours. Okay, so getting the experience you provide correctly is essential to young children, okay, so that you make them feel good about themselves, they have high self-esteem, high sports confidence, and they start to get high self-efficacy in specific situations. They find their niche. Let's take a look at another 2 key words though before we end this up. Mastery orientation on this positive self-esteem. So what this is you're developing that knack mentality. It's a view that an individual will be motivated by becoming a master, becoming an expert. So they'll see that they can control it, they can give a positive attitude, they can give effort, okay? They can control these and they'll strive to get better. On the other hand, we have learned helplessness. People start to have this specific learned helplessness, such as, I'm a hopeless football player, don't want to go training, I'm no good at football, there's no point trying. It's that feeling of hopelessness, okay? Or it could be more global, more general. I'm hopeless at all sport, that's why I don't play. So we're looking to create positive experiences to improve self-esteem, which will improve confidence, improve self-efficacy, and we're more likely to be knack performers and try to aim towards mastery orientation. Okay, thank you.